All right, let's do it. It's time then for the Morning aMEOWncements. Morning aMEOWncements on the Nightcat with Nightcat YouTube channel. This is the kitsch-minded morning show to help you get ready for the day. I am your host, Nightcat. I am so excited that you're here. Hump day, baby. We made it halfway through the week. Home stretch. It's almost time for a weekend again, and boy, do I feel like we've earned it this week. What a week it's been. Hey, we've got such a good show coming up for you. I'm going to get you all caught up with the Morning Mews. We're going to talk about how Kramer from Seinfeld is pissing off his neighbors, and then we're going to get into the book of unusual knowledge, and I'm going to tell you about the craziest sport that I think I may ever have learned about. It's bananas. But before we get into any of that, I want to talk to you about something. And I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes there's this misconception that people on unemployment are lazy. But the amount of work that it takes to even get unemployment, which, by the way, I have paid into since I was 14 years old. Over half my life, I have been paying into unemployment. And I've only ever needed it once, and I was still employed full-time then. They just reduced our salaries. So it's not like I'm abusing the system. This is a whole thing. The application is ridiculous. It takes forever. It's complicated. They don't walk you through it. And good luck getting a hold of literally any single human being at the unemployment office. Let me explain to you what happened. 3 weeks ago, my severance pay was set to run out. And so I wasn't going to have any more money coming in, and I needed to be on unemployment because I still don't have a job. And I applied for unemployment 3 weeks ago, and I completed the forms to the best of my ability. And I mean, I'm not like super smart, but I feel like I could pick up on most things. I'm at least as smart as the average Joe. So if I can't do these forms, who can? You need a lawyer. You need a law degree in order to do it. So anyway, I get these forms submitted. I'm sitting here waiting for 3 weeks. I don't hear a word from them about my unemployment claim. Then yesterday I get a call from someone over at the unemployment office, and the voicemail, while I was in the shower, says, please give me a call back as soon as possible, but no later than 2:50 p.m. After that, I will go ahead and make a decision on the claims with the best available information. Do you know what time they called me yesterday? I had 3 minutes. They called me at 2:47 to give them a return call at 2:50. They gave me 3 minutes while I was in the shower to call them, and now I don't know if I got approved or not. So I just have to sit and wait for my letter and then maybe try to appeal that, because they had 3 weeks to get a hold of me, and they gave me 3 minutes to get back to them. Oh my God. I don't know what I gotta do. I don't know what I gotta do at this point. Honestly, why is it so hard to dip into the services that I have paid for since I was a literal child? Absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, I'm gonna have some words with the unemployment office today. And if you end up hearing about an unemployment office burning down, I had nothing to do with it. How does that grab you? All right, I think it's time then for us to get into the Morning Mews. The Morning Mews is the part of the show where I catch you up on some pop culture headlines so you don't feel behind at work or school, so you have stuff to talk about at the water cooler. And I want to get started in England, who is facing a horrible shortage right now. We all remember last year how all of the grocery stores were done, and then because nobody could work because of the virus, the supply chain broke down, and then there was just nothing in stock all summer. It was bonkers. Well, England is still having some issues. Now, they've been COVID locked down pretty much since the beginning. They've been COVID locked down for a year. It's bananas over there. And what they're finding is that people are having a lot more time at home to garden. And now all of the English garden stores are running low on gnomes. That's right. Garden gnomes, baby. They are hurting. I feel like, what a British problem to have. Ooh, our shop is short on gnomes this season. So part of it is the COVID thing. Everyone is buying up all of the supply. There's just not as much supply as there was before because, no one's making gnomes right now. And there's a huge materials shortage because of the block up at the Suez Canal. So they were already hurting on gnome sales. And then that ship got blocked in the Suez Canal and blocked like a ton of raw materials from moving back and forth. So gnomes that are made out of plastic or stone or ceramic or anything, you simply cannot find them at English garden stores right now. And that's all very dramatic and I love it. But this was the best part of the story. The guy who is getting interviewed, he's this like garden center guy. He says, most garden stores haven't noticed, though they will. We're facing a perfect storm because of lockdown. Oh man. Honestly, at this point, if that's what gets the British people riled up, we have got to just check in on them. I don't think that they're doing okay. Moving on to Seinfeld star Michael Richards. Michael Richards played Kramer, so I'm just going to call him Kramer for the rest of the story. He is being sued by one of his neighbors right now for being like a terrorist. He, one day, just decided that he and his wife were going to walk on over to his next door neighbor's house. Now, his next door neighbor has these 30-year-old giant Brazilian pepper trees that they planted there so that you get shade and privacy from the other house. Well, it was obstructing Michael Richards' view of the ocean, so he walked firmly onto her property. It wasn't even like the tree was hanging over onto his property, so he chopped it. He walked firmly onto her property and tore down all of her giant 30-year-old trees. Now, I guess the extra hard part about this is that you can't get this type of tree in a big box, so you can't just replace it with another huge 30-year-old tree. She's gonna have to spend $65,000 on the most mature trees that she can and plant them and then wait for 20 years for them to grow. All because Kramer just had to see the ocean from his window. He couldn't be bothered to walk the, 30 feet it probably is from his back door to the ocean? He had to literally chop down everyone's trees. So she is suing him. Now here's the thing. I actually think that she's completely in the right here, simply based on the amount of money that she asked for. Because he's got Seinfeld money. Seinfeld money. Like, obscene. She could ask for $1 bajillion if she wanted to. She's asking for $65,000 to replace the trees, because that's how much the trees are going to cost. And then she's asking for $200,000 for lost property value. She's asking for $250,000. That's it. And honestly, if he had come onto my property and destroyed a bunch of it, I would have taken him to the cleaners. So he better be thrilled that he's only getting charged $250,000, and he better pay it, man. That's infuriating. You don't mess with other people's trees, man. Also, you cut down trees so you could see the water better. You're gonna destroy nature so you could look at more nature. Dumb, Kramer, bad. And finally, the Fyre Festival organizers are coming to an agreement on what to pay for the class action lawsuit. So, Fyre Festival, if you don't remember, was this festival that was supposed to be held down in the Bahamas, and it was a disaster. There are 2 documentaries on it on Netflix and Hulu, both of them equally fantastic, would recommend. But this festival was such a disaster that all of the rich kids who paid to go there got together and they sued them, and they're like, we didn't get what you told us we were gonna get. So it looks like they're going to have to refund 277 ticket holders $7,000 a piece. And that works out to about $1.6 million just on the payout. And then I think with everything, because there are a bunch of other stuff that they have to settle, it's like $2 million. The judge just basically has to approve it. So everything's ready, and the judge is expected to approve that at the end of May. But here's the caveat. The Fyre Festival organizers are also currently going through bankruptcy proceedings on the event, so that amount that they actually pay out may be considerably lower, depending on how the bankruptcy works out. Gosh, good morning. So we'll see how that all works out, but honestly, I just feel like these guys should be in jail, man. In jail. They went down, they toppled the economy of a Bahamian town. They pissed off a bunch of rich kids, and really, that was their big mistake. here's the problem. When you mess with poor people, we can't do anything about it. What are we gonna do? Find a lawyer who might take it pro bono or work on it until they get a chunk of the settlement and then sit and wait and go to court and play your stupid law games? No, we don't have time or money for that. Poor people are too busy. So you done messed up by messing with rich kids. They have nothing to do. Nothing to do. And if they feel like they weren't treated in a manner that they are entitled to be treated, boy, howdy, you're gonna hear about it. Sucks to suck. Oh, it's so good. Man, I just want to see all those guys in handcuffs, including Ja Rule. He's just as responsible for all this as anybody else, including Billy. And that is the Morning Mews. Real quick, before we continue, I would like to plug a couple of things. Number one, thank you to our patrons. We have such incredible patrons. They have been so sweet and so accommodating, and wouldn't be able to do it without them. So if you'd like to be a part of that club, patreon.com/nightcatshow. It's a monthly pledge. Just send a little bit of cash my way every month to keep Nightcat going. Keep the Morning Mews, keep the Morning aMEOWncements, the Nightcat with Nightcat, the Nightcat Radio podcast, all of it depends on my Patreon money. Patreon.com/nightcatshow is the place to go for that. If you have the spare money, that would be great. If you don't, hey girl, no problem. I get it. Welcome to the show anyway. The link for this, if you don't want to type in all of that, is down in the link tree in the description of this video. If you click on that link tree, it'll say linktr.ee/JacksonWitt. Click on that. It'll take you to the Nightcat Show Patreon, as well as our butterfly parties. So you may have noticed we've got a lot of butterflies. We had yet a fifth one hatch. They're not really big movers. They're not big flutterers, but we got 5 butterflies. I'm expecting 3 more very soon, and that means we've got to release them out into the park, because as much as I love them and I'd love to hang on to them, butterflies have really short lifespans. These guys are only going to live about 2 weeks before they lay their own eggs and have their own babies, and then that's it for them. So we have to go and take them out to nature as soon as possible, because butterflies are such an important part of our environment. We're doing that this weekend. If you would like to come, it's going to be really fun. Click on the link tree in the description of the video and find the butterfly release party. It'll take you to a Facebook event. I'm going to be posting all the information in there, and there's already a bunch of it posted in there. So that is the place to go. Link tree. I mean, you should just check out the link tree from time to time anyway, because there's always all sorts of really fun stuff going on over there. I hope to see you at the butterfly party this Saturday. It's going to be so stinking fun. All right, which brings us to the Book of Unusual Knowledge. The Book of Unusual Knowledge is a bathroom reader book that I found at the thrift store a while ago, and it's just chock full of fun facts and stories and crazy stuff. And I thought it would be fun if we talked about a few of these things every morning. So this one is a list of the oddest sporting events, and there's one that I wanted to focus on very particularly called Ferret Legging. Ferret Legging. Ferret legging is a bizarre English sport with roots tracing back to the 1970s. The premise is straightforward. 2 ferrets are dropped into a competitor's trousers after the bottoms have been tied off. So they get you in your pants, they take a string or a rope or something, they tie it to your ankle so that there's no way the ferrets can get out the bottom of your pants. Then they put a ferret on each leg, and they cinch your belt so the ferret can't get up out of the top. Now, here's the thing. This forces the wily critters to feverishly climb the competitor's legs in search of an exit. As the ferrets become panicked, they begin to bite, a behavior that the elongated critters indulge in with alarming ferocity. Now here's the thing. Participants must also compete sans underwear. So you've got 2 cranky ferrets down your pants, biting with your bare junk just right there, ready to get chomped. England, what are you doing? This is why you lost America. You were busy putting ferrets down your pants. You didn't have time to fight your war, you stupids. The winner is the player who ends up keeping them down the longest, which is actually the sports jargon that they use. For many years, the ferret legging record stood at just under 1 minute, but the current record is more than 5 hours. 5 hours with ferrets biting at your junk. Bonkers, man. Absolutely bonkers. I don't know what's going on in England. I think they need help. I think we need to send them some flowers or some chocolate, or we could dump a bunch of their tea in the ocean again. I think maybe they liked that. I don't remember. That is the book of unusual knowledge. All right. I want to talk real quick. If you've not listened to the Nightcat Radio podcast, you are so missing out. The Nightcat Radio podcast is awesome because it's audio versions of all of these shows. The Morning Meowncements, Nightcap with Nightcat. We also do our Friday episode. Oh, there it is. Curiosity Killed Nightcat, which focuses on true crime and paranormal stories. Those drop every Friday on the podcast. But yesterday, I dropped something really cool as well. I'm sitting on just thousands, hundreds, if not thousands of hours of raw audio, old bits, stuff that I did for the radio, stuff that I did for school, and I dig through it sometimes and I listen to some old cool stuff, and I thought, man, it would be fun to share some of this stuff with you on the Nightcat Radio podcast. So I took an old interview that we did on the radio, God, was it 3 years ago? It might be 4 years ago now. But I took that podcast, or I took that interview, and I chopped it up a little bit. I kind of cleaned it up, moved it around, and I'm presenting it as a special called From the Vault. And this From the Vault is actually focused on the interview that we did with the morgue operations manager over at the Utah State Medical Examiner's office. And he'll tell you all about what it's like to work day to day inside the morgue. It is one of the most fascinating stories I've ever heard. He is a really interesting dude. His name is Brandon. I'm actually still buddies with him. He's great. But you should check it out. It's a really good interview. If you've ever been curious about what a medical examiner does, what the morgue at the medical examiner's office is like, how autopsies are performed, anything like that, it's really good. Check out From the Vault. It's on the Nightcat Radio podcast. And of course, you can find the Nightcat Radio podcast on the link tree down in the description of this video. Are you getting so sick of me saying that yet? I am. All right, let's check in on the chat. Let's see how everybody's doing. Congratulations, Katie got her shot yesterday, her second dose. How are you feeling, Katie? Are you all right? Because I feel like that's not been very fun for most of us. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Ammon. Good morning, Jessica. Happy hump day to you. Marissa, Sadie, Doggone T, Prince Zizor, Erica, good morning. Oh, no, I didn't change the title. Dang it. Zizor, it's not the 20th again. I'm sorry. I labeled this as the 20th. This is 21st. Might be. Yeah, Doggone T. It's ridiculous. So she's saying that her daughter, it took 19 weeks for her to get her unemployment. So I have that to look forward to. Because, you know, unemployed people who aren't making any money have 19 weeks of money to sit and wait around for your decision. These people, it's disgusting. I hate the way that we run our labor around here. It's so bad. None of it is to protect the workers. None of it's to help the workers. It is a joke. Good morning, Nathan. Marissa. Oh my gosh, yeah, Katie, the wind has been nuts. Is it bad up in Ogden? I don't think anything's happening down here right now, but it looks like it might be a little windy. Send them some gnomes. Lindy, that might be what it is. Maybe the gnome shortage is God's way of saying stop putting ferrets down your pants. I think that might just be it. Oh, man. All right. Well, I think that's it then. Hey, have a great day. Take care of yourselves. You know what? Actually, don't have a great day. Have the day that you deserve. That's what I'm going to tell you. If you deserve to have a great day, then I hope you have a great day. But if you deserve to have a bad day, if you work for the Utah Unemployment Office and you gave me 3 minutes to call you back, go ahead and have yourself a bad day. A really, really bad day. Have the day that you deserve to have. I'm going to leave you with 3 minutes of fish. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.